Hey everybody, Alex Kozora, SteelersDepot.com, back with some more Pittsburgh Steelers preview and prediction for this Week 6 game between the Pittsburgh Steelers and Cleveland Browns, first divisional game of 2025 for Pittsburgh. Let's talk about it. Before we start, if you guys could like this video, subscribe to the channel, and check out the site, SteelersDepot.com, would really appreciate that. So Cleveland 1-4, Pittsburgh 3-1. The Steelers a great opportunity to not only earn their first divisional win, but continue to expand or at least maintain their AFC North cushion, but never will be easy against the Cleveland Browns, and frankly, a new look Browns team. I don't think any rookie class is impacting a team and roster the way that Cleveland is top to bottom, starting with that Browns offense and a ton of rookies here. Of course, Dylan Gabriel, the quarterback, making his second career start. The running back, Quinshon Judkins. The receiver, Isaiah Bond. The tight end, Harold Fannin Jr. A lot of new faces that are making immediate splash plays and impacts for the Browns. I think in Gabriel's first start, even though it was a loss, a close one to Minnesota in London, the best thing that he and the Browns as a whole did was they took care of the football. Joe Flacco was responsible for all 8 turnovers Cleveland has had this season. And of course, now he's the Bengals starting quarterback. Pittsburgh will see him in week number 7. Gabriel was smart. He played clean, sacked only 2 times, and the Browns did a good job at taking care of the football. And anytime you do that, regardless of your roster and talent and issues you may have, you take care of the football, you're going to be in games, and the Browns were in that game until the very end. So it's a short passing game. Gabriel got the ball out really quickly, 2.44 seconds. In comparison, Aaron Rodgers is getting the ball out in 2.52 seconds this season. Of Gabriel's 19 completions, 14 went to running backs or tight ends, only 5 to receivers, and 2 of those came on the final drive in the last 20 seconds when they had to throw downfield. So it's a lot of Njoku and Fannin and the running backs getting involved. So can Pittsburgh find other ways to impact the pass game with their front without getting to the quarterback? That's getting your hands up in throwing lanes, batting down passes, tipping passes, lead the picks. Pittsburgh's been really good at that throughout the years. It's cultural, but it's really shined through the last couple of games. So that'll be one key, but obviously getting to Gabriel, the more that you can do that, the better. It starts, though, with stopping the run, and Judkins, their second-round pick this year, he's run hard. He's had a really strong start for a guy basically coming in cold, did not have a summer and a preseason and training camp. He had off-field stuff, contract stuff, missed week 1, comes in week 2, and has easily taken that mantle of that top guy. So stopping the run, which Pittsburgh has been better at and was really good against Minnesota, that must continue. It's a downhill power run game for Cleveland, man duo, gap scheme, the guard pulling. You got to stop that. Watch out for some other guys getting involved, the receivers, Bond, Corley, even Fannin. Fannin's an ultimate chess piece for them. Some of that 1st and 10, P and 10, the first possession of a drive, they're going to get the ball to some other non-Judkins type players, but it's really kind of fundamental of stopping the run, putting the Browns in some of these third and long situations, and put some extra stress on Dylan Gabriel. How Pittsburgh uses its outside linebackers with Alex Highsmith returning. You have him, Herbig, and TJ Watt. That'll be really interesting to watch. You're, of course, going to see some 3 outside linebacker personnel groupings and obvious pass situations, but that general rotation between Herbig and Highsmith, will it be split down the middle? Will Herbig get more? Will he get a little bit less? We'll have to see. It's a good problem to have, but still one Pittsburgh must solve. Defensively, Cleveland has been really strong, and some of the numbers might not show it in terms of points per game, but it's been a really good unit, and the offense certainly has not done them a lot of favors this season. They held Green Bay to 10 points in that upset victory. They held Cincinnati to 17 and really should have beat the Bengals, had their kicker, Cleveland's kicker, not missed a very makeable field goal late in that one. They held the Vikings to 21 and 14 until the very end of that game when Minnesota took the lead. The front is excellent. Of course, it's Myles Garrett, and that's how you start your game plan and revolve things around slowing him down. Broderick Jones, what a great test he's going to have this game. And then Hendrickson in week 7, and Micah Parsons and Rashawn Gary in week 8. What a big stretch it is for him, but he can't do it solo. You're going to have to slide and, use Darnell Washington probably to help chip and, certainly give Jones all the help he needs in some of those big weighty moments. I just wonder with Pittsburgh, schematically, can they stay to their identity against Cleveland? It's tough to do. Got to be able to run the ball. Browns have the best run defense in football. Would expect to see more big people. It's really a big on big game. The Browns are tight end heavy. The Steelers are tight end heavy. Darnell Washington, Spencer Anderson, like the Minnesota game, you got to be able to run the ball and stay on some sort of schedule. Can you utilize play action? Harder to do against that rush, especially Myles Garrett. There's certainly been times in past years where Pittsburgh will only use play action whenever Garrett does come off the field, rare as it is. But so can Pittsburgh stay on track and to their identity? That's going to be really critical in this game. But it's not just Garrett in terms of the pass rush. There's Malik Collins, who's got 3.5 sacks. You have Alex Wright, Isaiah McGuire, the first-round rookie Mason Graham, who's really plugging the run well. So there's a lot more complementary pieces to that defensive line this year than there probably has been in years past, either by new additions or just the growth of young guys like Wright and McGuire to the Browns roster. The interesting thing that Cleveland did just a couple days ago was trading away their top corner, Greg Newsome, who was a starter. Denzel Ward's their number one guy, but Newsome was their other starter, for Tyson Campbell of the Jacksonville Jaguars. So he's got to catch this moving train. He missed the first install day Wednesday, got to the facility on Thursday morning, practiced. I assume he's going to play, but will he be fully up to speed? And if not, their cornerback depth is pretty weak behind Ward and Campbell, at least on the outside. There's an undrafted rookie, Dom Jones, they're touting, but he's got 10 snaps this season. And Ward is not typically a guy who shadows. You would think he would be, but he kind of does the older of a couple years ago, Sauce Gardner play on just one side. He's a left side kind of a guy. And I think if you're Pittsburgh, you got to get DK Metcalf away from him, because it's just a more favorable matchup to face Campbell, or if they do rotate in, certainly Dom Jones or somebody else at outside cornerback. That is a matchup you have to take advantage of. So that's something I'm looking for in the pass game. Under DC Jim Schwartz, you get a lot of wide nine, a lot of interesting rushes with that front four, not a ton of blitzes, but different games and twists and looks with that front four, and do a great job of disguising their coverages too, holding their shells and post-snap rotations to present a different post-snap picture for the quarterback and for the receivers and just the entire play in general. So managing that, something you would expect a veteran like Aaron Rodgers to do effectively, but still something that must be done by him, by the receivers, by the entire Steelers offense. So it's a good defense that stops the run, that can take away some of the things Pittsburgh wants to do. Winning that chess match will be key. Just whoever's the more physical team in this game, and it's so obvious, but it's so just core to AFC North football, especially with the personality of these two teams. Which way does the pile move forward? For the Browns offense, it's Judkins falling forward and getting yards after contact and churning ahead, and then same with Pittsburgh, getting Jaylen Warren back. Can they continue that physicality to push the pile on their end? And it just you can kind of probably tell the tone and the advantage of this game just based on the last 2 seconds of every run. Is the pile moving forward or backward? That will tell you who's kicking butt, taking names, winning the line of scrimmage, and probably winning this game. So for my world-famous prediction, which as you guys know is never, ever wrong, I'm sure there are many people hoping I take Cleveland in this one because I've been a great reverse jinx the last couple weeks. I am sorry to disappoint. I do think this game will be close. This is certainly not a guarantee or a gimme. The Steelers and Browns have split the season series each of the last 3 years. It's been quite some time since Pittsburgh swept the season series, but history is certainly on Pittsburgh's side. They've not lost a regular season game in Pittsburgh to Cleveland since 2003. They have won every game out of the bye since 2017. 2016 was their last loss. There's only been, I think, 1 or 2 rookie quarterbacks to ever beat the Steelers. That's Dorian Thompson-Robinson in 2023 and Tim Couch, of all people, in 1999. So just a lot of things stacking up against the Browns. They had to come back from London on that Week 5 game. A lot of things seem to favor Pittsburgh. The Steelers getting healthier. Aaron Rodgers' quick release to mitigate that Browns pass rush. Just all that combined, I got Pittsburgh winning this one 21-16. So close game, but a Steelers win. So let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Appreciate you guys watching. Drop your score prediction in the comments below. Does Pittsburgh go to 4-1, or do the Browns pull off the upset and have Pittsburgh scrambling as they get ready for a quick turnaround Thursday night at Cincinnati in week number 7? Be sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and of course, check out the site, SteelersDepot.com. Ton of great content coming for you guys post-game, so appreciate you watching, and we'll talk to you soon.